What's up, my friends? So this is a 40-inch canvas. This is the biggest canvas I've ever tried to paint on before, and it's so big that I had to get a chair so I could put my phone tripod up high enough, and I'm pretty excited. So what we have right here on a color wheel, these are 5 points that are equidistant from each other, and so we've got permanent green, cerulean blue, violet, Naples yellow, and medium magenta. So this is going to be fun. I'm really looking forward to this one. So it's going to have to be a multi-phase thing just because it's so big. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to do a base of green, and then we'll kind of build up over that. And so I'm not exactly sure where the green is going, but it's going places. And I've got a ton of it, so we're going to use it. All right, so here we go. We'll put some green, and I'm gonna wet it a little bit, and then start to and then we are going to paint. Spray the paint. Oh, so I wanted to show you guys something. So, this is a paintbrush from Home Depot, and I hope I'm holding it close enough to see. So the difference between the nice stuff and the not nice stuff, look how they cut this. They cut it so there would be paint marks in it. So you can get the cheaper paintbrushes if you want, just recut it yourself so that it's, yeah, so it doesn't do that. But you can see some parts stick out further than others. They do that so they can charge us more for the brushes, which is rude. I'm gonna need more green. Oh man, I'm gonna need a lot more green. I really do like this color though, it's so alive. It's so energetic. No. I wish I knew what I did with my water brush. I sprayed. Okay, I'm gonna need a bit more. And whoops, don't paint the wall. Okay, that's good. So past this point, I know I want to do some lines. And I kind of want to do some stuff where I work in like lighter and darker shades of green at certain points. I love the magenta, so that's going to make some pops and appearances. And then the cerulean blue is a really fun color. So I guess it kind of, I guess this, uh-oh, I'm bouncing the whole camera, aren't I? You know what we shall do? I've got masking tape here, and the top edge of it is not good for, because I kicked it at some point doing something, or I dropped, I don't know what I did to it. But I'll masking tape my tripod to a thing here, and then we'll keep going. But my phone is so heavy that it's pulling it off to the side. So, okay, how's that? Are we still? Oh man, okay. Where's my paper? Kind of excited. I've been saving this canvas for a really long time. Probably bought it 2 or 3 months ago, and just been kind of trying to figure out what to do with it for a while. So I finally decided yesterday, or maybe it was the day after, but I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have to do this. I can't just let it sit here. I'm still shaking the crap out of this camera. Hold on, guys. I gotta make this so it's not. Is that better? Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Okay. So anyway, I decided that I better just start doing something, because if I don't start doing something, then I'm not ever going to do anything. I don't know if you're like me like that, but I'm still shaking the crap out of this camera. I'm going to figure something out better than this. This isn't entirely working. I'm going to pause. I'll be right back. Okay, how about this, guys? Is this better? It should be. It's not touching the table anymore. Well, now it's not touching the table anymore. Okay, good. Yeah, so anyway, I spread out the globules before I moved the camera, just because I didn't want it to get those edges on it. Because if you leave something on your canvas for too long, it doesn't, like the edges will dry, and then when you start spreading it out, it leaves kind of like these circular bits. And I'm okay with it being kind of patchy, because then it just gives it some fun texture. Oh, and I'm sure my giant head's in the way. Okay. So this will be a nice thing to build and work off of, kind of as we go. Yeah, it's good. So I'm going to let that dry. I'm going to come right back and we're going to do the next step. Okay guys, I paused it for a little bit longer than I normally would have. And what I did was I wasn't entirely sure how I wanted to take this canvas. So what I did is, messed around with some tape, pulled it up, put it down, measured it to make sure it's, it's what I'm looking for. And then, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these colors, and each one of these stripes is gonna have a color, probably like that. And then they're all gonna blend into this Naples yellow. And then, yeah, that should be pretty good. All right, so, all right. So I mentioned about the brushes at Home Depot. What I do want to make sure is get the thin angle one, the thin angle sashes, because there's less bristles. Now, if you compare that to this guy, there's a lot more bristles to get. Man, it's almost like 1/8 of an inch. Well, anyway, it's a good amount of extra bit of bristles to get paint in, and so you'll waste less paint by using a thin sash one. Okay, so that's good. Let's start with I know it's not going to matter that much, however. Oh, and then you might be thinking, what about this and this? I got plans for all that. So yeah, let's start here and then see where we go. I really like purple. I know it's not manly to say like I really like purple, but I really like purple. Look at the way that purple stands out against that green. That's nice. And we're going to pull this yellow right up over it. And that's what's going to give us our, man, come on. There we go. I might end up putting 2 coats of purple on this just so it, nah, I think it's okay. I'm just getting all the extra paint off my brush so I don't have to wash as much pigment out. Silly as that sounds. I'm gonna go rinse my brush, I'll be right back. All right, next up, we're gonna be doing our cerulean blue. It's a pretty fantastic color. I don't use it very often because I don't really have a lot of, I don't know, it took me a while to find out. Actually, so what I did was I used a color wheel thing picker, and I selected this green, and I knew I wanted to use violet and magenta. And so I moved around the wheel thing until it gave me these 2 colors and this one, and then 2 supporting colors. And so this happened to be one of the supporting colors, and this was the other one. And so, yeah, that's how I got these colors today. Anyway, so, yeah, cerulean blue. I love this color. It's semi-opaque. The violet is opaque, so no, transparent. Violet is transparent, so I think that's why it, we were getting down to canvas pretty quick here. Hey, I just painted my yellow. Oh, I love it when that happens. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, well, that's not going to matter. We're going to end up covering that up anyway. Whoops. And last but not least, magenta. This magenta is semi-opaque as well. It's going to be a little bit harder to spread these out. Actually, this is where a smaller brush might be easier because less paint would get in the bristles. I'm gonna have to do more, or a second coat. Now I suppose if I do a second coat, I'll just dry it with a blow dryer and not make you guys wait. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna dry it with the blow dryer. Okay, I've just spent some time drying it, and it's tacky now, but it should be fine. I think I left my brush too wet. I did leave my brush too wet. Okay. I really do want it. It's more paint than I wanted to use, but you don't do art to save paint. You do it to make it look nice, so. Okay. Now that's done. That's done. That's done. This needs to be done again. Okay. And now that one is done, so I dried them off, and coming back to this purple. This purple is gorgeous, but I gotta get it so the green doesn't peek through, and this is a transparent color, so I might do a couple layers. If this layer doesn't hide up all the other purple that's beneath it, what I'm gonna do is not record it and do a couple more layers until it's non-transparent. Or do a really thick layer and move on to other stuff. Yeah, the thick layer is probably a bad idea. Whatever's. Oops, dang it. Got purple on the green. Ah, I did it there too. I'm gonna have to touch up green right there. That's all right. It'll be fun. Yep. Alright guys, now I'm going to rinse this brush out and at the same time see if my kids are going to survive the night, because I hear them wrestling and they're supposed to be getting ready for bed. Alright, so as it turns out, I am going to have kids for another day. Yeah, they knew they were supposed to be getting ready for bed. Oh. Okay. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to take this Naples yellow, and I did get some unbleached titanium, but unfortunately that's not yellow enough, and that's actually colder than I want. I want something warm. So we kind of got warm tones all throughout this, and, well, not the blue, but... Not very much of a blend, huh? Trying to pull as much paint off as I can. Redeposit it back onto the board and we'll see how that turns out. Yeah, that'll be interesting. But since I'm having a hard time blending it as well as I want to, I'm going to put it on my board, load up my brush, and then paint from that, just so I have a little bit more control over how much paint gets on my brush and gets on my canvas. So. Okay, all right, that'll be fine. I think that looks good. I don't know why I'm laughing.
just realized I've been getting kind of quiet. Concentrating a whole lot more than I probably do usually, so it's just taking me a bit longer to kind of think of what I'm trying to say. Oops. Dang it! Okay. Okay, let's pull this off and see what our first layers look like. This is actually my favorite part of this type of painting, is the reveal. It's almost like you've been waiting all season on a show you've been watching for the big reveal, and this is that moment. Drum roll, please. I know you're doing this at home, so we're on the bus. People are probably looking at you now and like, what are you doing? Okay, so there's one, two, and last three. Oh, there's four. I wondered why the purple was thicker than the other ones. I was like, wait. Oh, all right, fine. All right. So, yeah, that's only a start. I get so much more to do. Okay, so I'm gonna do one more layer tonight, and then I'm gonna have to finish the rest up tomorrow. Because, oops. I don't think it's, yeah, okay, hold on. Okay, so for the last little bit, I know this video is running long. So what I did down here was I taped off this edge, so we have these light bits, and then right up against it I pushed up a whole bunch of the darker green, kind of pushed it down this way, and then I'm taking cobalt green, I'm going to overlay this, and then try to do three light stripes of cobalt green. We'll see how successful we are in the light stripes. Not been doing super well on the light tonight, but you know, always might improve, maybe. You know what? I completely just changed my mind. So we have yellow here. Wouldn't it be cool if yellow pulled down this way too? That would be cool. Oh, now what do I do with it? No! Oh, there it is. So tonight I pulled out every single color that I own, put them on a completely white background, matched them all. It took me forever to kind of decide what I wanted to do tonight. I know you won't be able to see this a whole lot just yet, but as soon as this tape comes off, well, it's not. I need to put more yellow on it. I want it to be just a little more yellow than this. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Okay, what does it look like? Can you even see? Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. Can you see that? It's not very noticeable on camera. I'm gonna actually put it back on and go back in there and yellow it. No, I'm not. Maybe? I don't know. We'll think about it. I'm curious to see what that looked like. Yeah, maybe. Okay, so now for what we were doing with this green over here, I started doing it and realized that I wasn't recording, so that's the wrong color. What I was doing is just getting a little bit of this green here